Hey everyone, today we are going to be spending some time with the ultimate poster car, a 1989 Lamborghini Countach in white on white. I've got the key and I can't wait to show you around, so let's take a look at this amazing supercar. Okay, so this Countach is a 25th anniversary model, which was the final iteration of the Countach production run. Lamborghini built these cars to, as you can probably guess, celebrate the brand turning 25 years old. However, before they decided to make these models, they wanted to give the car a facelift as the Countach had been in production for about 15 years at this point. So they called upon Horacio Pagani, yes, that Pagani, to give it a refresh. The 25th anniversary cars became the most refined model of the Countach, with redesigned aero, new side skirts, upgraded suspension, more comfortable interiors, and more. A total of 657 25th anniversary cars were made, with only a small handful in this iconic white-on-white color scheme. You really cannot underestimate how outrageous this car is. Nothing about it is comfortable, nothing about it's ergonomic or makes sense in the slightest, but you don't care because look at it. It is obnoxious, it is loud, it has a giant wing on the back, it's bright white, the doors go straight up with any sense of reasonable egress being thrown out the window because it looks so cool. Just about anyone who grew up in the 70s and 80s will tell you they had a poster of one of these cars on their bedroom wall. So I think it's safe to say that the Countach is one of the most iconic and easily recognizable cars to come out of the modern era. It was solely made to be as loud, obnoxious, and flashy as possible, and it does it perfectly. Now, if the outside of the Countach is all about looking cool, the process of actually getting inside it is the exact opposite. To open the door, you push this button on the inside of the NACA duct and it opens straight upwards. Then you lead with your right foot, you turn your hips, try to not look like an idiot as you duck under the door, get your butt in the seat, and then watch your left foot when you bring it in because it can easily scrape the leather around the AC vent. Finally, give the door a solid close and you're inside. Throughout the interior, you will find a plethora of white leather that could only come out of the late 1980s. There's a lot to look at from the driver's seat, with the first thing you see being a 10-inch steering wheel with a small bull from the Lamborghini badge embossed on it. On the steering column, you have your standard wipers and turn signal stalks, which give some very satisfying clicks. To your right, you have a dogleg 5-speed manual gated shifter, with first down and to the left, second up and in the center, down into third, fourth on your top right, and down into fifth. There's also a reverse manual lockout switch so you don't destroy your transmission when you're trying to shift from first to second. As with any older Italian car, you have a giant ashtray in the center of the car as well as an Alpine stereo and your climate controls. You also have center mounted window controls which give some good clicking sounds. If you look over to your left, you'll see a little panel which actually houses your seat controls. On the roof above the driver and passenger seats, you have your visors, which oddly enough don't have any mirrors in them. You do have a rearview mirror, but honestly, it's practically useless because you can't see a dang thing out the back with that giant wing in the way. Now it's time to start this thing up. First, of course, you grab your key, turn it over about halfway to prime the fuel pumps for a couple of seconds, then turn it back off, push in your clutch, turn her over, maybe give it a little bit of gas, and she'll fire right up. If you look down and to your right, there is a very special button which controls one of the best parts on the Lamborghini Countach, the pop-up headlights. If you want to turn the Countach off, it stops just like any other car when you pull out the key. And now if you thought getting into the car was fun, you get the amazing experience of trying to get out of it. To open the door, you pull on a hidden latch at the top of this pocket, and then you push upwards to give yourself some clearance. Now try to get your legs out from under the steering wheel, and then lead with your left foot, plant it on the ground, and then accept that no matter how you do it, you're going to look like an idiot as you crawl out of this thing. At the end of the day, the Lamborghini Countach really is the epitome of a supercar. There are very few things that this car is good at when you look at it through the lens of the utilitarian aspects of why most people use cars. It's not the most convenient car to take places. It is difficult to move around. You feel like you got beat up after you drive it. But at the end of the day, that's not what this car is about. If you want something totally absurd that is loud, flashy, with lots of power out of a ridiculous engine that makes you the center of attention no matter where you go, even among supercars or even hypercars for that matter, it can't be beat. The Countach is one of those few cars out there that is instantly recognizable to both car people and non-car people alike because of how much of an impact it made on modern culture. It's even continuing to make impacts on culture as the resurgence of this era of supercars continues to grow fandoms through movies, 3D art renders, synthwave music, phone backgrounds, and more. It is a car that exudes an energy of indulgence and excess that you think can only be a fantasy, but it backs it all up when you actually spend some time with one. You might need a massage after climbing in and out of it or being hunched over so you can actually fit inside, but it's a pain you're willing to endure for a car that gives you this much excitement, and I know I would happily jump on the chance to spend the day with one again. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more amazing cars like this one up close, hit that subscribe button, it helps me a ton. I'll have plenty more incredible cars coming soon, so stay tuned.